Sometimes the biggest obstacle to your next level isn't what's missing, it's what needs to go. What if the reason you're stuck isn't because you lack vision, but your life is too crowded to execute it? There's a kingdom principle here. Pruning leads to fruitfulness. John 15:1-2 says, "I am the true grapevine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit so they will produce even more." So even Jesus, in his divine calling to do his Father's business, understood that in order to go to the next level, you have to eliminate some things that are not growing or taking you to the next level. It needs to be cut off. And those things that are essential, you prune those things so they can bear more fruit. So in this video, we are going to be talking about elimination, different things in your business that you need to just get rid of because it's not taking you anywhere. There's no fruit bearing from it. And you want to get rid of that as soon as possible. Let's dive in. If you are a Christian business owner, you are here at the right place. Welcome to Kingdom Legacy Blueprint. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss any of these business tips using biblical principles to help you scale and take your business to the next level. In this video, I am talking about elimination. That is going to be a part of a series. In this first one, we are talking about elimination. Then we will be talking about automation. And then we will be talking about delegation. Those are the 3 videos. So you don't want to miss any of these. Okay. So again, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. In the previous video, I talked about finding your rhythm and making time for your dreams. You have to really pay attention to those things that suck away your time. Now we're going to get really microscopic and really dive in and focus on the specifics of that. Okay. And today we're talking about elimination. Now, for me, someone who has multiple businesses, there's been times where I even had to cut out certain businesses that I'm focusing on. This is all about focus. You want to laser focus and take your business to that next level by raising your floor and go ahead and raising your ceiling as well. We talked about this in some of the videos I've done previously in the book 10X is easier than 2X. You really have to change your frame and where you want to take your business, and you want to be able to elevate where your floor is, okay? And that takes hyper focus and intentionality. So that means there's going to be some things that you need to eliminate. Again, we said the verse in John, God he takes away things, this isn't bearing fruit. He needs to get rid of it, okay? And sometimes that's even with us. God is calling you to step out and do something specific. And if you're not bearing fruit, that vision is there. He wants to change the world. It is part of his will, and he can easily pass that on to someone else. Now, a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but that can totally happen with the Lord, where you're called specifically. You decide, I'm not going to do this. And God wants to continue to move. He'll give that vision to someone else. But that's not going to be us. You're going to step into what you're supposed to, and you're going to hyper focus and lock in. He even said in Nehemiah 6:3, "And I sent messengers to them saying, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and come down to you?" So as we can see here, Nehemiah clearly knew that if he was doing God's work, he had to lock in and focus and eliminate all distractions. There are parts of your business that you may still be holding on to just out of rhetoric. It feels like, this is what I've been doing. This is, what I typically do. So I'm just going to continue in that, but it's not pushing you forward and it's not elevating you and taking you to that next level. So those things have to be eliminated. And I know elimination takes faith. It literally takes faith. You have to believe man, I have to let go of some things. It's going to be tough. The whole process, eliminate, automate, delegate. We're going to dig into each one of these, but each one of these takes a level of faith. Remember, the deeper you go and the higher you go in your faith, that's how your business is going to grow. That's how your business is going to scale. Now, this specific topic of elimination is a conversation I have constantly in my household. My wife and I, we meet constantly and we have conversations around this topic, evaluating our day-to-day, the things that we're doing, what's pushing us forward, what's some things that's holding us back. We have these different businesses. What are some things that maybe need to be on hold or completely eliminated? And within each business, what are some tasks that need to be eliminated as well? Like it's just not pushing anything forward and it does not need to be there. These are the conversations that you may need to have with a spouse, with a business partner, with individuals that you are working with, clients, etc. Even when you're putting together, if we're doing specific things for a client in our production business, we'll lay out the pre-production work and say, do we need this? Do we need that? Is that necessary? And paying attention to all of those different things. That is key. because not everything that we dream up is going to take you to the next level. And remember, this channel is all about scaling. It's not about just going linear. You want to be able to scale your business. So you want to hyper focus in on this thing is not pushing the envelope. A big thing that I recommend that you do is to lay out what is your vision? What is your 10x vision? Okay. Again, we're not trying to go linear here. Okay. What is your 10x vision? What's that big, crazy goal that just doesn't make sense? That impossible goal. Right over here on my desk, I have written right there on paper what my vision is. And that puts the frame around everything. Everything that I decide to do, every decision, everything that I decide to eliminate or keep, it has to fall in line with what the mission is, what the vision is, and all of that. That's why one of the very first things I do with my clients is lay out what is your mission statement. Once you get that mission statement down, locked, oh my goodness, everything just flows from there. Because if this is your mission, if this is your business's mission and goal, anything that doesn't fit in these parameters, you know you need to eliminate it. It just clearly makes sense. Even if it feels good or like that could be a good opportunity and all these different, things that you wrestle with in your mind, you have to go back to that mission statement and evaluate it against that and see, okay, that totally fits in this mission. And if it doesn't, you may need to eliminate that. So that's a way that you can kind of really survey things. But again, write out your vision, go ahead and make it plain, put it right there in your face and operate from that frame. Now, there are 3 forms of clutter, but before we go into identify those, if you are enjoying this video, I would love for you to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like, go ahead and share this. If so far you're like, oh man, this is good, let me share this with somebody that this can benefit them, go ahead and do all of that YouTube stuff so that we can spread the word on this video. I want to help you guys get to that next level in your business. Now, again, there are 3 forms of clutter that we want to talk about. The first one is mental. This is when you're overthinking. This is when you have doubts. This is when you're just full of distractions, okay? God has not called you to overthink. When you're overthinking things, you're putting yourself too much in it. This goes back to that video where we talked about imposter syndrome. You're overthinking things. You're overanalyzing things. You're thinking, what are they going to think? How's this going to flow, right? You need to just walk in what God's calling you to do. Now, again, this does not mean that there's no season of preparation. You're in season of preparation. God is always taking you to the next level as long as you yield to that and allow him to transform you and prune you and do a work in you. But once he calls you out, if he calls you out, he's like, yo, you're ready for this. And he always puts that promise right at the end. I will be there with you wherever you go. Man, if I got vision and I'm called and I have purpose and my God who created the universe says, I'm going to be with you wherever you go, man, sign me up for that. We are good. Let's go ahead and kill it. Let's get this. So we don't need to overthink. You don't need to have any doubts either. There's no need to doubt. God is faithful. There's even a verse that tells us, even when we are unfaithful, oh man, even when I'm unfaithful, when you're unfaithful, he still stays faithful because he cannot deny who he is. That's insane. So as it relates to this, even if he calls you out and maybe you're unfaithful to it or, nervous or have these doubts and not really stepping out, years have passed, right? Much time has passed and you still haven't walked into what he's calling you to do. He still remains faithful. Again, I say this almost every video. God is waiting on you. He's waiting on you to move. He's already ready. Okay. It's not the other way around. Like, oh God, I'm ready. Where you at? It's like, no, God's ready. And he wants you to go ahead and step out. So that's what you want to do. And then the whole thing of the distractions and everything, this whole mental space, you want to get into that place like we talked about in the previous video. Make sure you go ahead and download that PDF, Finding Your Rhythm, Making Time for Your Dreams. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the description box again in this video because I really want you guys to download that and go through those steps because it's going to help you to lock in and get those distractions, or what I like to call those time suckers, just sucking all your time away, right? You want to get those up out of here so that you can lock in and do what God is calling you to do. The next one is the emotional. Okay, this is where the guilt can come in. This is where the comparisons can come in. And this is where the perfectionism can come in as well. We want to eradicate all of that. You want to make sure that you are emotionally stable in your business enough so that you're not feeling this guilt of, man, if I eliminate that process that we've been doing for so long, or man, maybe this is a family thing that we've been doing for years and generations in this business. And for me to let that go and pivot things around so that we can scale, man, I'm feeling kind of guilty to do that. Or the whole perfectionist. Hey, we got all these things in place or whatever. It has to stay perfect. Let's go ahead and keep it. Let's not tweak things and all of that. No, we're not doing that either. And the comparison piece, man, that one's bad too. It's like, well, they're over here doing that. Maybe I should do it the same way, even though that's not helping take you to the next level. God has called you to something specific. He has called me to something specific. Each and every person has their own specific calling. We have to understand that. Even those who may be in the same industry, there's a different way that each person is doing it, or a different audience or individuals that God is calling you to serve. That is key for you to realize. So the whole comparison and the guilt and all that, we want to throw that away. It's not, that's clutter. We don't want that. And this one right here, the practical, you have too many commitments. Too many commitments. Just everything is just all scattered all over the place. No good, no good. You do not want to overcommit. You want to focus in on what you're supposed to be doing. If someone calls you for a specific task or a gig or a job or something, again, that's why I'm telling you, this mission statement is key. If you don't have a mission statement, not even for your business, for your life, what is your mission? What is your calling? If God has you in this specific thing, you need to focus in. If someone's calling you to commit to something specific, is this lining up? A prime example for me, on top of already being a husband, a father, a business leader, a legacy coach, a ministry leader, all these things. On top of that, I was in ministry school as well to get the pastoral credentials and things like that. Fantastic, awesome, cool, sounds great and everything. But that's not the season I'm in. God has specifically called me to help build up Christian business owners, and that's what I'm called to do. So I'm going through the program, based off of other individuals being like, oh, you should go ahead and do this, you should go ahead and do that. But then feeling like, I don't know if this is either a seasonal thing, but right now I had to eliminate that, going into that second year. First year, boom, done, locked, awesome, cool. And then second and third year to go ahead and knock it out, it's like, man, I think this would be the whole thing, the peer pressure or the idea of someone's inviting me to do this. So it sounds good, but it became an overcommitment. It's not really following in line with what my mission is and what my vision is, my 10X vision specifically. So there's sometimes things that you have to eliminate and they sound really good. Like say God's calling you to do something like, man, I need to get that PhD first. I need to do this, that, and the third and all of that. But it's not really necessary to go straight into what God is calling you to do. So you really want to use God's discernment as it relates to what is my next step, Lord? Where are you calling me? You are a lamp unto my feet. You are a light into my pathway. So day to day, tell me what to do. That light into my pathway, that long vision, what am I to be doing specifically with that? So pay attention not to be overcommitting to things. That's a dangerous one. And then you want to pay attention to these scattered systems. When it's overcomplicated, it's not going to be able to grow and scale. I have a specific coaching client who really came to me saying, I really need help with the infrastructure of my business, all those back end things, all the systems and all these things so they can just flow. And I make it nice and simple for individuals to create this funnel with their business, going from what their lead offer is to their core offer, to their high ticket offer, to their continuity offer, having all these things in place as it relates to their specific business, right? So you don't want to have these scattered systems. You want to flow. You want to just flow from individuals from going from awareness to action. That is key. And that's why I teach all my coaching clients as it relates to that. So you don't want to overcomplicate things. There's some processes that you may have that are like, I can just literally eliminate that. It's not necessary. And just focus in on these simple things. And as the systems continue to flow and everything is going, sure, maybe you could add some other things as long as it falls in line with what your mission and vision is. But you can add other things in at a later time. But right now it's good to focus on your core offers, your core things that is the backbone and the infrastructure of your business. That's what's going to help it to scale and grow when you can focus and lock in on that. Now, let's go ahead and get into this elimination process. There's a step-by-step process that'll help you to eliminate certain tasks in your business. Step one is audit. You want to write down everything that consumes time and energy. Now, this audit, just like the finding your rhythm, making time for your dreams, we did that audit, right? So again, you want to download this form. If you haven't not yet, I keep telling you, go ahead and have that form right in front of you as you watch this video, because you want to go ahead and audit everything and see where all of your energy is going. Now, some of the things may be good things. Some of the things may be bad things. Right now, you're just writing it all out so that you can see it. When it's plainly in front of you, that's when clarity begins. Step two is for you to align. You want to ask the question, is this fruitful or is this just familiar? Again, there are certain tasks and certain offers that we had to eliminate from one of our businesses, Payne Productions, where now we just hyper focus in on business leaders, on entrepreneurs, and supporting them. Before that, we were doing everything. So a production company, okay, any type of productions, no matter how small it is to how big it is, we are recording and filming for all of it. But we had to really niche down. Niching down is key in your business. So for Payne Productions, now we just really focus on what do business owners need, whether it's their hair headshots, their reels, their highlight videos, their events, focusing on those for the business leaders out there. That is key. Everything else we have eliminated. And step 3 is to actually act. You want to go ahead and remove or restructure anything that doesn't align with the season that you are in. This goes back to ministry school. Right now, I'm not in that season because right now I'm planning for next year to put together a big conference for business owners such as yourself, where we all gather in one room and help support each other go to the next level and scale our business. That's going to take a lot of time and energy and dedication. It's going to be an awesome event. I have my event manager and myself helping to put this whole thing together. It's going to be awesome. More details on that coming soon. But I don't want you guys to miss out on that because I'm spreading myself thin and doing too many things and not eliminating things that don't matter. I have to zero in and focus because that's the season that I'm in. Now, there may be times when it's a specific season and certain things you may take out. And as you pivot and go back, as long as it fits in your vision and mission, you bring those things back in. So it really depends on what the season that God is calling you to do. But as of right now, that is the focus. And you need to find what your focus is as well. Ecclesiastes 3:6 says, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. There's so many occurrences in scripture where you see God to say, hey, let that go. Let the season go. Let that task go. Let that person go. I think that's the most difficult one right there, right? When we have these relationships, these emotional connections, and God is saying, hey, you got to let that go. I'm going to need to move you over here and step into where you are to go, where I'm calling you to go. This may be foreign territory to you, something you're not used to, some place that you've never been, but his promises are true. From Genesis to Revelation, he says, I will be with you. Even before that, in Matthew, he tells us, I have overcome the world. Take heart. Take heart. It's okay. Don't fear. I have overcome the world. I got this. And I will be there with you through every step of the process. So again, this whole elimination thing, it is a faith journey. It's not easy. These are the steps, but it takes a mind shift. You got to be transformed first by renewing your mind. I know it takes hard work, but you can totally do this because the Holy Spirit is in you. He is alive and active in you, and he is there to support you and guiding you through the whole process. And you have a coach who is here to support you as well and help you build that legacy. So I want to make sure to affirm this. Elimination is not loss. It is alignment. It is true alignment with what your calling is. You're putting all the pieces together. Just like if it was a puzzle, everything has to align and fit in place for the whole picture to come to fruition. So you have to eliminate certain things that don't fit. Okay, if other things are scattered and mixed all up in there, this task may eventually get done, but it may not get done in the season that it was supposed to and as excellently as it was supposed to. You don't want to do things haphazardly. You want it to be as excellent as possible and to walk in the way that God has called you to do it. So I need you to execute, and you need to eliminate certain things to make that happen. So I'm going to challenge you. That's what a coach does. I'm going to challenge you, okay? So I want you to comment below. Comment on this video and let me know what's one thing. We'll start off easy. I'm going to be nice. Okay, what's one thing that you can eliminate this week? Just one thing. After you go ahead and check everything, survey your whole schedule and see if it's in alignment and all of that. I want you to find what's one thing that you can go ahead and eliminate. Okay, go ahead and comment that below. Go ahead and share this with someone else. I know you got someone else on your mind, someone on your heart where you're like, I got to share this video with them. I need to make sure my brother or sister is in alignment too, because God, he's taking us all up. We're going together, right? So you're going to have to make sure you do that. And if you need support, if you have a business idea or you're already in a business and you're just kind of stagnant and you're trying to get this thing scaling, I implore you to take the Legacy Launchpad Challenge. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5, y'all. 5 free coaching sessions with me, 30 minutes each, face-to-face, one-on-one. And I'm going to support you to take it from, hey, I got this idea, this concept, and we're going to take it to action and implementation. It's going to be a great time. So go ahead and go to kingdomlegacyblueprint.com/legacy launchpad challenge, and you go ahead and enroll in that today. It's going to be an awesome time. I'm excited to see you. We're here virtually, but I want to see you face to face. Okay, that is key. If you love this video, go ahead and subscribe, share this with someone that comes to mind. And remember, God is calling you to be fruitful and multiply. And during this process, there's going to be seasons of elimination and seasons of pruning. And you got to be ready for that if you're ready to scale. In the next video, we will be talking about automation. You don't want to miss that one. I will see you in the next video.